Estamos con el profesor Dirk Prüfer del Instituto Fraunhofer de Biología Molecular y Ecología Aplicada IME de la Universidad de Münster, Alemania. Welcome, Professor. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to Chile.
Yes, thank you very much for the nice invitation, and it's always nice to come to Chile. So
you here because you're gonna give soon a lecture about your research, potatoes as an alternative source of high quality protein. Can you please tell us about that?
yeah, so in Germany and several other countries, potatoes are a very important crop, and normally they use to eat it like it is, or to process it for French fries or whatever. And what most people do not know is that in potato you have a lot of proteins also. And besides this normal consumption, potato is also used for producing of starch. Starch is a polymer which you use in the industry for coatings. And when they're processing the starch, they have a lot of protein as a byproduct, but they cannot use it because there's a lot of toxic substances inside. And that is the reason why this protein is used under value, not for our nutrition. It's used as a byproduct, for example, in feed for cows or for pig and so on. And now we're investigating a new technology that we can use also this protein for our own consumption.
How do you see the future of the potatoes?
I think we discussed a lot with industry about it, with industry selling food. And they told us all the time, insects are super, yeah, because it's sustainable and you can produce a lot. But a lot of people, at least in Europe, I don't know, in Chile, they do not really want to eat insects. So they have some problems eating that. And they said that an accepted food source like potato, they are more willing to eat this one instead of eating insects or something completely different, algae or whatever. So it's always a barrier that what people are going to accept. And even in countries like Germany, you have a lot of food. I think in Chile the same. So when you go to the supermarket, they are full of food. And then it's hard to convince people to eat insects, for example. And then the protein from potato is a better resource, yeah.
How you can deliver that to the consumer, that idea?
Yeah, so we working together with a big market dealer in Germany. So it's one of this huge stock markets where you can sell food or buy food a lot. And what they're doing, they're making products from the potato protein. So you make a mixture, for example, if you have a yogurt or something like that, or a cream, and then they're putting the protein into the cream. That is the way, so as an additive to some other products. We can also do it as a drinking device. So you can, you have this designer drinks where you have a lot of protein in there, but people advertising at the moment, or even you can take it as a wheat. So you can take it for cooking or for baking, something like that. So everything is thinkable. The only thing is now that we have to provide enough of the protein that it's coming into all the supermarkets. That's very important because they always ask for tons of protein and not for kilograms. So that is a very important step.
Yes, and it's safe for all kind of allergy, or the most of allergies.
Yeah.
Like gluten-free, etc.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's gluten-free and everything. And the only importance is when you extract now potato protein, there's one secondary metabolite. It's called solanine. When the potatoes are green, when they're still green and not brown, they are really poisoning. And this one we had to knock out in the plant. And that is what we're doing now. And then you can use the protein and you can use it for everything. So it's a very nice source. And the yield, what you can obtain per hectare, is the second highest yield after soybean. So
are you work with local variety of potatoes, or you are just working with German potato?
So we have, yeah. It's a very good question. So now what we have now is we have a bilateral project with Chile and Germany. So on the Chilean side, we're looking into wild potatoes. If you find some improvement in the protein content, And on the German side, we're looking with already established potato lines, which have been bred for high yields and so on. And then at the end of the project, we would like to combine this better protein content together with the better performance on the field. So it's a nice project between Chile and Germany, that on both sides, this nutrition resource will be developed. So that's our aim.
And what is expected from this investigation? What is the future of this investigation?
Yeah, we think our hope is that from now on, maybe in 5 to 10 years, you will really find protein for powdered potato in the supermarket, and that both parties are involved get some royalties back from the industry, because we deliver all the tools that they can produce protein, and they have then to pay back money for the development. That's our idea. So that is what we're doing normally also in Germany. When we develop something, we have afterwards a contract with industry, and they pay some royalties for the invention.
And I have to ask that, can you tell us what are you working on these years and on the future besides the potato field? There's something that we know?
So I have a second project. We're working on alternative rubber crops with the dandelions. I think it was 3 years ago. I have been, just before the crisis started, Corona crisis, I had been here and gave a talk about this one. It's also an alternative resource for another polymer, which you can use in industry. And that is our second project, which we working together, and we hope. And at the moment, we have already tires running on the street made of dandelion rubber. So, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. So when you develop something really for the market, yeah. So personally, I'm doing a lot of basic research, but when I see the chance to getting into application, we follow also this route. So it's very important, I think, also for the people. So science is expensive, and it's good to give something back from this.
Very, very interesting. Thank you very, very much for this interview and for your time.
Yes, always welcome.
Thank you. And I know you have to give us an important lecture, so I'm going to be
okay, online. Yeah, thanks again for the nice interview. And then if you have any question later on, send me an email or whatever. I can answer to you.
Thank you. Thank you, doctor. Okay, bye-bye.